Hey guys, welcome to A Closer Glimpse. In this video, I'm going to share with you a story that I had with a local restaurateur here about 10 years ago that really brought me to this decision to make this. Pretty interesting stuff. So join me and I'll tell you. Let's go. What are you doing? Are you playing with the scale? Here, you can play with this. Okay. All right. So here's the story, and here's how it goes. This is a pretty small form factor thing to sell, especially as a woodworker, unless you make pins. So I'll get right to it. I was having lunch at this soft opening of a restaurant here in Jacksonville called M Shack. We're talking like 2011, maybe 2010. And the restaurant was owned by a guy named Matthew. Hence M Shack. His last name is also Madure. And I had no clue he was the owner. It was a soft opening, like I said, and it wasn't very busy. It was in a little town called Atlantic Beach. And so we're sitting there, I'm sitting there by myself having a burger, and I'm thinking to myself, this is a really good burger. And if you're in Jacksonville, you probably know about M Shack. There's quite a few of them around town now. But back then, the Atlantic Beach restaurant was the only one available. So this guy comes up and he says, you mind if I sit down? I said, no, not at all. Go ahead. He goes, hey, I'm Matthew. I'm just this is my restaurant, and I just want to get some feedback. I see you're about halfway through. How is it? I said, this burger is actually pretty unbelievable. I'm not sure what you got going on. You probably got a flat top, and it's a smash burger, and the seasoning you're using. He's like, yeah, the seasoning took me about a year. I was like, Matthew. I was like, any chance you own Matthews in Jacksonville? He goes, yeah, that's me. I said, so you own Madure too. So Matthews and Madure are two restaurants that he owned previously to this burger place. And those two restaurants were really high-end, $100 a plate sometimes restaurants. And they do pretty well. So if you want to have an anniversary, or if you have an anniversary, you want to take your wife or your husband, special occasions. But only the affluent in the world are going to eat there regularly. It's just not feasible. So he was talking to me about, yeah, I've had some pretty good success with those restaurants. So I was able to do this project, but I'm a little weary. The price point is so low, but I'm hoping that the accessibility is so high that we can have some success. And if you see where I'm going with this, that's exactly right. Something like this, as it might be $15, not that much money, honestly. I've had people tell me more than enough people have told me that this needs to be a little bit higher, but I don't think I'm going to do it unless the price of woods, just skyrockets somehow, or I have some unforeseen costs that I can't avoid. I think $15 is a pretty fair price. I've had one or two people say, wish it was a little lower, but either way. The trick here was that he didn't realize, or he didn't know, that the price point of his burgers was going to be profitable. He needed a lot of numbers to make it happen. But the accessibility of it, the need that people have to have a good old-fashioned burger is huge, right? It's really big. And so he had some success. And now, well, M Shack has about, don't quote me, but 5 or 6 restaurants here in town, and they're all doing pretty well, and even through the pandemic. And it was just one of those stories that I reflected on and remembered and said, look, what do all these makers have in the world? They probably have a drill driver set. And I thought, I've got 140,000 subscribers at the time. If I could just get a mere percentage of a percentage point of those people to come along on this $15 journey with me, I think that we might have some success. So, and that's what happened. And I can't thank you guys enough. Those, 0.5% or fewer that have joined me along. You guys are awesome. And the guys and girls that just watch every video, those are, you got my heart too. But I just thought it was some pretty interesting story that a restaurateur with a burger joint as a leap of faith was kind of my inspiration. Well, there's a lot of inspiration, let's be honest. There's a whole bunch of inspiration around this house that I have. But that conversation really came to mind, and I said, you know what? I can do this. I can pull this trigger, and I think this is going to work. So, yeah. All right, that's all I got for you on this closer glimpse. Just a quick story about meeting with that guy. We haven't really kept in touch. I told him which Publix I worked at the time, and he came in a few times just kind of say hey. But I then traveled and got transferred to different stores, and I haven't seen him since. And for some odd reason, if this gets to you, Matthew Medore, thank you, brother. I appreciate the inspiration, and I wish you continued success as you are making the Jacksonville area better and a bit more hip with your burger places. They're great. So, guys, thanks for watching. My name's Chris. Until then, we'll take another closer glimpse probably next week, and I hope you enjoyed this little story. All right, see you later.